I'm Brian McDermott, Community Chef, and today I want to show you what to do with a lovely lamb steak, a lamb chop or a lamb cutlet. I'm going to show you a simple little recipe with a lovely fresh little ratatouille of a tomato base served along with a potato rosti, which is absolutely fantastic. And I've just picked up some fresh lamb steaks from the craft butcher. So I'm going to start with our ratatouille, and for that I'm going to chop up some onion, so some finely chopped onion. And I'm going to sweat these off lightly with a little bit of rapeseed oil and about 2 cloves of garlic. So I'm going to get the garlic into the oil just to infuse the flavour through the oil. And then I'm going to add in our onion, so our finely chopped onion. And it's sweating, so we're not looking for a sizzling sound, we're looking for a light sweating without colour. So just give that about 30 seconds. I'm going to season that with a little bit of fresh ground cracked black pepper. And now I've taken a sweet red pepper, purely just for the lovely sweet flavour that I want along with the lamb. Just give that about 30 seconds just to sweat lightly. And while we're waiting on that, to that I'm going to add some fresh mint leaves, just chopped up in through that. And that's just going to complement it. It's giving a little bit of a difference in terms of a fresh salsa with a tomato base on that. And lastly to that, I'm going to add my fresh chopped tomatoes. Really, really simple. And now I'm going to let that very, very slowly just cook in its own time, soften it all down. And I'm going to blend that slightly, okay, just very, very slightly at the very end. So leave that on a lovely low heat. And now I'm going to focus on my little rosti potatoes. That simply means a lovely little light pan fried potato. And I'm using some sweet potato and some normal rooster potato because of its natural sugars contained in the rooster. I'm going to grate both side by side last minute, okay, just before I put them onto the pan. So I'm going to heat up my pan, dry, there's no oil on that. And I'm going to grate initially my rooster potato. And I'm going to follow that with the dryness of the sweet potato. So it's about equal quantities of both. I'm going to mix both of those together, just on the chopping board is fine. To that I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning. I'm going to add some fresh ground black pepper, and the moisture of the potato is going to take that in. And I'm then going to chop up a little bit of fresh rosemary. So we'll get rid of those. So some fresh rosemary chopped up in through your rosti just to complement it because it is a light little lamb steak that we're serving. And mix that all up together. So simple. Look at that. Now, you need to be quick now. You don't want to lose your colour. So into the pan is going to go a little bit of oil. Again, we're using our good rapeseed oil. And if you have a little ring, it'll just keep these together. Just place it in and initially drop in a very, very thin layer of potato into that. And we're just going to let that crisp just for a little minute. Now equally, that will work perfectly without, and just adding in, as you have it here, quite loosely, your potato. Just let that sit, let it sizzle up, and we're going to turn that and cook these out. Go back to your salsa, give it a little stir. Now to that, if you want, you can add a little bit of water to that just to freshen it up. And what I'm going to add at the last minute to that is just a squeeze of some fresh lime juice this time. And again, I love the lime juice with the lamb because it cuts through the fattiness of lamb. And that's going to freshen up that salsa absolutely fantastically. Okay, our rostis are on. We want a little bit of movement in that. Don't disturb them at this point. We want to make sure that these get cooked through properly. And you're going to let that ring off just before we turn these. So on my third pan, which I have here, I'm going to use that for our lamb steaks. And quite simply, with your beautiful lamb steaks, you can use a lamb chop, a lamb cutlet, whatever's good value at the particular time from your local butcher. And I'm not going to season it, I'm going to pan fry them first, then I'm going to season it with the squeeze of a fresh juice from a lime, some cracked black pepper, and we're going to serve that all together, and it's going to be absolutely wonderful between textures and flavour and freshness. Okay, so you want to turn over your roasty, turn the heat down on those, they're perfect, they're lovely and crisp, and just let them cook slowly to the side. And now for our lamb steaks, our dry pan, a little bit of oil, a little bit of good healthy low saturated fat rapeseed oil, and place in our unseasoned lamb steaks. Now listen to that, starting to sizzle immediately, which is absolutely perfect. Let them sit and let them rest just for a minute or two. And then I'm going to slightly blend our little bit of our salsa, which I prefer just to blend slightly to give a lovely freshness to it. So while your lamb's on cooking, your roasties are just relaxing and cooking out, I want to transfer our lovely little salsa just to a plastic jug so that I can blend that for a little quick few seconds. So just a household handheld blender. So that's it. I'm going to return that to the same pan. And I'm going to turn over my lamb steaks. Okay, and that's what we're after. Lovely little bit of caramelization, colour on the top of that. And now we're going to season that with a little bit of black pepper, freshly ground, and a good squeeze of fresh lemon juice. To me, this is key to this recipe, particularly with the lamb. Just to cut through the fattiness of the lamb, there's a lovely squeeze of lemon juice. We're going to keep this about a medium cook for our lamb steaks. That's the way I love them. If you want them done more well done, you can transfer these to the oven just for a few minutes. Check on our roasties, which are perfect. They're moving along that pan, that's absolutely brilliant. Our lamb's cooking excellently. Our little salsa is now warm enough, so I'm going to turn the heat off on that, and I'm just going to heat up my plate and serve this. So that's our lamb done. I'm very happy with that now. It's about a medium rare, just how I want it, and a lovely colour. Look at that, starting to come on that. The lime and the lime juice is coming through fantastically well at me. I'm very happy with the freshness of the tomato, and I've cooked out my roasty perfectly. So don't be afraid of this dish. It's three simple little things cooking at the same time, and I'm going to get my warm plate. There we go. Now, initially I'm going to go with my roasty, and then I'm going to go with my lovely lamb steak, which is cooked medium to rare. That's absolutely gorgeous to me. I'm going to go with a second roasty on top of that, and I'm going to go with my next perfectly cooked cut of lamb. That will sit perfectly there for you, and I'm going to drizzle around this fantastic fresh salsa that we have here with a lovely little bit of lime that's in there, the lime juice, the fresh tomato, the herb being the mint. It's so fresh. And just garnish that, finish that off with a lovely little bit of your mint leaf. And finally, on this one, I prefer just to go with a final squeeze of lime juice, fresh, over the top of that. And that quite simply is what I would call heaven in terms of food. A lovely, simple, pan-fried lamb steak with a roasty of sweet potato and rooster potato, finished off with a lovely blended ratatouille of fresh tomato, mint, sweet pepper, onion and garlic ratatouille. That is superb.